Before that, Nsofua Kangwa has been to find out about a groundbreaking new project hoping to paint a truly comprehensive picture of Black British life.
So being Black and British, you're either one or the other. You can't be both, but from my point of view, you can.
Being Black and British means constantly carving out a space for yourself and others.
Experts from the University of Cambridge are working with a team on what they say is the biggest study of its kind, surveying Black people of all backgrounds and ages. So the story of what it means to be Black and British in the 21st century is told through the experiences of the Black community as a whole. I caught up with Dr. Kenny Monrose. Hi, Kenny.
Hi, Sophia.
The project's principal investigator. So tell me about the Black British Voices project.
It's an amazing project. It's a fantastic project, and it's going to give Black people in Britain the opportunity to put out their perspectives about their lives, their views, their concerns for the first time ever.
For the first time ever?
Absolutely.
Why has it taken so long?
I have no idea why it's taken so long, but it's, you know, we're here now when we're doing the work, and you know, the appetite for this project is fantastic. We've got thousands and thousands and thousands of responses.
Wow. This huge project involves hundreds of hours of focus groups and interviews, as well as an online survey asking questions on everything from work, healthcare and policing to LGBTQ+ rights and religion. The full results won't be out for another couple of months, but Kenny says there is a shift in how different generations are responding to issues like racism.
There's three distinct phases that Black communities have experienced in the time they've been present here in Britain. So the older generation, I would say the Windrush generation, you know, they survived racism, they survived discrimination. Then you have those that of my vintage, the post-Windrush generation, who resisted it. You know, they stood up against it. And then you have these younger generation who are actually fighting against it. So we can see that things are developing in a constructive way where people are speaking their truth about racism and discrimination that they face. And it's a whole recalibration of that narrative of what it is like to be Black in Britain.
What does this survey do for the wider society?
Simply, if we need policy change, or we're trying to make some policy recommendations, what seems to have been happening is that when we go into those corridors or those rooms where policy decisions are made, we're not invited because there is no data. We will be told to go, well, where is your proof? Where's your empirical evidence of this? This project will provide that data there. We would have that database in place to say, look, these are the concerns of Black British people. These are the concerns of the Black British communities. It's got to be listened to then, right?
Amongst those taking part in the project is student Maya from London and Global Health Fellow Edwin, who is originally from Ghana.
I decided to take part in the Black British Voices survey project because our stories haven't been told in this way before, and it's so important that it gets documented, not just for ourselves, but for future generations.
I did the Black British Voices survey. It's so that the narratives of Black British can be told and heard on a larger scale.
What was it like filling in the survey for yourself, Maya?
It wasn't like the questions themselves were particularly like outlandish or radical in any way, but just the very act of asking them felt radical and felt like a big shift was happening.
So what does it feel like now that, you know, you're taking part in these projects and people want to hear your voice?
People have written about Black people for years, but it's very rarely been by us, first and foremost, and also very rarely been for us, for our advantage, right, to have our stories heard. It's
great that the stories want to be heard. It's what happens afterwards. Because I'm not telling it just for you to listen and do nothing. I want you to listen, understand, appreciate, know what part you play, whether you're Black or not Black, you know your part in the narratives and the stories that are being told.
Historically, faith and spirituality has played a massive role in the lives of many Black Brits, so I was pleased to find out that it was also an important aspect of the Black British survey.
Let's remember, historically, the church or religious institutions have been one of the most primary and potent institutions that Black people gravitate to.
Have you felt like lent on your religion or your faith or your spirituality at any point in your life?
I've had to, all the time. It's what calms me down. It's what gives me the opportunity to think about my actions, even my thoughts, and what I do next. Religion has played a big part throughout my whole life.
In your opinion, has the importance of religion changed throughout the generations?
I'm going to point to some of the emerging themes that's coming out of the project. One of the most important things and interesting things that I've stumbled across is the fact that one of the questions is, what is more important, your race or your religion? And what we're finding is that race is eclipsing religion.
Right.
That surprised me. I didn't really expect to find that.
So how hopeful is Kenny that this survey will bring about change?
I have to feel hopeful. I have to feel optimistic, particularly when I look at the young people. Young people are politicising themselves, they're mobilising themselves, and I think that's really important and something that we really need to celebrate. But as I say, the caveat to that is that there's still a very, very long way to go. Yeah.
And if you want to get involved in the Black British Voices project, you can still complete the online survey until October the 31st. Just go to their website.
As we heard, the project aims to reflect the views of Black British communities on a whole range of issues,